Got to get back into shape. Spring and summer's coming up. Got to fit into my tight shirts. So let's get back to being healthy. But all right, trading recap. Enough of tight shirts and muscles. Trading recap for week 7. As you guys know, I mentioned this in my Forex weekend review. A very tricky week of trading. We call this a trap week. Last week, I still don't know why, but we saw minimum movement in the markets really until Friday. And not saying that there wasn't movement anywhere, guys. You know, obviously there are always opportunities, but you can ask Jason Grayson had the same thing. The live room was like watching paint dry. It's sitting there, you're just like, this could happen, that could happen, and then nothing happens. And it's not a waste of time because it's always good to do analysis. That's always a positive, but we call it a trap week because weeks like that trap the traders. They trick the traders into doing stuff that they're not supposed to do. You know, you start looking, we always say that, hey, if you're not trading or when your trading day is over, get as far away from the computer as possible, because if you sit there and stare in front of it all day, your mind is going to start creating opportunities. You're going to start looking at it and saying, well, that candle looks bearish, so I can probably, what the heck, sell. And before you know it, you're entering all these positions that you shouldn't be in. One of the 12-week transformation clients that's coming through my course right now, he sent out a tweet. He told us earlier in the week that he turned what was a very good trading, I think it was month, into a bad month, all because of last week. He should be up 125 pips right now. Instead, he's down 100. All because last week it was slow. He was on a roll up until then. Nothing was happening. So he started venturing outside of his trading portfolio. We teach that each trader should have a portfolio of pairs to look at. That way it's consistent. They're consistent with your back testing. You know your strategy is profitable on those pairs, on that time frame, and you want to consistently look at only those portfolios of pairs. And what happened was to this trader, when trading got slow and nothing was happening inside his portfolio, he ventured outside of it to these other pairs, Aussie yens, maybe Aussie Canadas, pairs that you typically wouldn't trade. He started hunting for opportunities. And well, he found some opportunities, and unfortunately, it ended up in him taking a drawdown. And when he did his weekly review, he looked at himself. He said, you know what? If I just would have followed my plan, if I just would have stuck to the pairs that I was supposed to trade, I wouldn't have lost money. I would be up 125 instead of down 100. And those are lessons learned. Those are lessons learned. Hopefully those are lessons that trader will take with them to the future. Thomas just said he just had his best week. And I'll tell you what, we were the same way, Tom. Jason and I only took, in our syndicate, we took 4 trades, or not 4 trades. We had 4 winners, 3 losses on what was, I don't even remember taking these trades, but I guess they did. And we were up over 200 pips for the week. And it just proves to you guys, even there's no need to run away. There's no need to do anything different. Stick to the plan. Do what you're supposed to do, follow your plan, and good things happen. Whether it's exciting and there's all this action and you're buying, you're selling, you're jumping and you're hollering, or you're just sitting there, just trade. It's not about the excitement. It's a business. We go to the casinos for excitement. We come here to make money. We come here to be consistent and execute our plan and trust that if we do so, we'll make money in the process. So it ended up being a good week. It was a very slow week. It was a slow last couple weeks as far as trade-wise. So we've been going at a turtle's pace, but we're having a pretty good year so far again in the syndicate. We started off pretty rough. We took a big drawdown, 8% drawdown on our first week of trading, I believe it was, which was, I think that was more than any drawdown we had last year. The markets in general this year, the currency markets in general have been all over the place, guys. And each year is different. There's always going to be different conditions. I haven't been trading for too long. I've only been doing this for what now? 8 years maybe. But each and every year, it seems the market gives me a different story. Each and every year, there's some type of new surprise. One year, high volatility. Another year, low volatility. This year, I don't know what to call this year. It just seems like the markets have no rhyme and reason for anything. That's what keeps me excited. Being able to stimulate my mind and being able to also stick to the plan, of course, but being able to navigate these rough waters where you know other traders are struggling. And you're not wishing for these other traders to struggle. It doesn't matter what they do. That doesn't affect our profitability at all. But you get a certain pride factor in it when you know that things are weird, but you've been disciplined, you've stuck to your plan, and you get to see the financial benefits of that. So we're up about 13% for the year already, I think, somewhere around there. Doesn't really matter at this point. We're only a month in or 2 months in, but it's good to see that despite all the wackiness in the market that we've been able to keep the ship steady and just continue our slow, boring, monotonous path from that bottom left hand to that top right hand of the screen or of your equity curve chart. So that's how I get pride. This really is, it's a game to me. And it's a business. I don't mean it in a game as being amateur, but it's a game. I like the fact that we get to come in and figure it out each day. It's a mystery, right? And that's the true passion in trading. If you have a passion in trading, that's what's going to get you. That's what's going to get you to the end goal. Not thinking about how much money can I make, how much money did I lose. Just thinking about, can I master each day? Can I find a little bit more today than I did yesterday? Can I get a little bit better today or this week than I was last week as far as my analysis goes and everything like that? So you got to love what you do. Trust me, with this stressful of an industry, you got to love what you do. So that was week 7 for you. Boring yet profitable. That sounds like a good title. Boring yet profitable. Any questions you guys have for me before I get ready to go? Guys like my Wide Love shirt? Adoption, Wide Love shirt? Got some friends that just recently went to Africa and adopted some kids. So they gave us these shirts, which is pretty cool. Nope, still not in Canada. Nope. Still not in Canada. I've got 3 trades on right now, and they're all, well, 2 of them are kicking my tail. So we'll see how Monday goes. I'm in on, I got an Aussie dollar short, Aussie CAD short, New Zealand dollar short. So theoretically, they should all go in the same direction. So it should either be 3 wins or 3 losses, but we shall see. I'm not going to look at them because that's how you go crazy. Looking at those little red numbers go from red to green, red to green, red to green. That's how you go crazy and drive yourself nuts. So I'm going to get as far away from these. In fact, problem solved. Don't even have to look at it now. All right. Anything else? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, you guys enjoy your week. For you guys that are in my live room, I will see you in there tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. If you're not in my live room and you want to check it out, we have free 1-week signups for both our London session hosted by Jason Greystone and, of course, my session hosted by yours truly, the New York session. And for you guys that can't make the live room that heard about the syndicate, check out our syndicate as well. $1 for the initial month. I do not trade London, but my good buddy Jason Greystone does. He has a London live room that goes from 11 to 8 o'clock UK time. I'm not man enough, crazy enough to wake up that early. I tried it once. Tried it once in my trading career, and it ended up pretty bad. I was a zombie. It came to the computer like this. And it just, you never want to trade when you're in that type of mindset. So it's a lovely session to trade. I'm just not waking up 2 o'clock in the morning to do it. I've got to survive, man. I'm still a young guy. I got some things I want to do on this earth before I completely kill myself. When you trade US, do you only trade US pairs? No. I've got a portfolio of mixed pairs. I've got Aussie Canada in there. We've got yen crosses, Euro yen, pound yens in there. Yeah. So a lot of them are U.S.-based pairs just because most of the majors are, but it's a healthy portfolio. Small one, or 9-pair portfolio, which is large for day trading, small for swing trading, but I like it. Short and simple. Gives us time to chat and talk about the other entertaining things in life. When the little one keeps you up, might as well. All right. Thank you for joining me, guys, and good luck this week in the markets. Hold up. Why don't you trade with the Aussie yen and Euro pound? Euro pound, I like that pair. It just doesn't offer enough movement to satisfy my needs. It's a very slow pair, so there are other pairs that offer more opportunity. Aussie yen, that's a good pair as well. I just have too many yen pairs. Diversification is key to me. I don't want to be overexposed with too many of the same currency pairs, mainly the yen pair. Yen crosses are a little wacky, and seeing how I already trade pound yen, euro yen, and dollar yen, I don't want to have a fourth yen pair. I want to keep that to 3, just so I don't have to worry about any overexposure issues. I've ran into that in the past. It ended pretty bad. Learned my lesson. Don't want to make that same mistake twice. I do like that pair though. Unfortunately, it just didn't make the cut. And that's how pairs are, guys. Just because you don't trade a pair doesn't mean it's a bad pair. So when you hear myself or any of the Jasons talk about, hey, we don't trade that pair, it doesn't mean it's a bad pair to trade. It doesn't mean you should avoid it. It just means that it just didn't meet our cut. There are better pairs, better performing pairs out there, pairs that meet what we want to do out there, and that's okay. There's no one super pair that works for everything. Each has its own personality. So it's up to you guys to figure out which of those personalities meet your trading personalities and create that magic mix of profitability. All right. See you guys later this week.